Chinese officials addressed the trade negotiations overnight at the opening of the National People's Congress. The country's commerce minister said trade talks have been difficult, and its premier warned of a tough struggle as China's growth target was cut to the lowest in nearly 3 decades. The annual policy blueprint cited the effects of the trade war. Meanwhile, U.S. officials are appearing increasingly bullish on the prospects for resolving the ongoing trade issues. Here's Secretary of State Mike Pompeo in his speech to the Iowa Farm Bureau.
The good news is this. Help is on the way. American producers and Chinese consumers will both be better off. The outcome of President Trump's trade negotiations currently underway will pay dividends for people in each of our 2 countries.
He later said in a local interview the 2 sides are on the cusp of a deal. And while farmers have been in the crosshairs of the 2 countries' negotiations, they're also at the center of the resolution in discussions over which tariffs to remove first. I'm told by 2 sources the Trump team is said to have prioritized lifting certain politically potent duties on agricultural products. The expectation is that tariffs would be removed on a schedule, not all at once. And part of the discussion, Wilf, right now is whether this initial batch of tariffs that gets removed, does it happen when this deal gets signed? Does it happen at some compliance checkpoint in the future? And what happens from there?
And Kayla, this morning, as Eunice Yoon was reporting, a very sort of minor concession in removing some of the rhetoric around the Made in China 2025 initiative, but it doesn't feel like a huge concession on the China side, at least how they're spinning it domestically.
No, and certainly I would point to the comments by Larry Kudlow on Made in China 2025 last week. That's the clearest that we have heard the administration yet say that China is willing to do anything specific regarding that. He said that China was willing to abandon subsidies to certain Made in 2025 industries. After those comments, I spoke to a few people who had been briefed on where talks currently stood. They thought maybe that language was a little too strong, and China actually wasn't there yet. So we'll see when this language comes out what exactly they are committed to doing.
Kayla, when you talk about politically potent tariffs, which ones are we talking about? On soybean farmers, other states where President Trump was supported?
Well, yeah, that is the expectation, Becky. I mean, and the whole idea of the resolution behind the trade war now, or this temporary detente, it's motivated by President Trump's desires for re-election. I mean, you can see that in the fact that China is proposing a 6-year target for its purchases through 2024 through a proposed Trump second term. So certainly the re-election is in focus. The president wants to be able to say that he did what he campaigned on in the trade sphere, and that the economy is chugging, and that, you essentially take some of those pressures off so people in the heartland of the U.S., when they go to the polls, they're not feeling that pain.